Shalom Bayis. What should one do if his wife doesn't listen to him? He feels she doesn't listen to him. The wife feels, my husband doesn't listen to me. Is there a nature? Ochos Daf Vav Amud Beis, the Gemara says, a person who has Yiras Shamayim, his words will be heard. So instead of pointing the finger and blaming her or him, he doesn't listen to me. My kids don't listen to me. My friends don't listen to me. Look inward and say, maybe I have to work on my Yiras Shamayim. Because Kol Adam, that's the language of the Gemara. Kol Adam sheyesh bo Yiras Shamayim. Anyone who has Yiras Shamayim, his words will be heard. So the more you work on yourself and your Yiras Shamayim, more your words will be heard. As opposed to that, the Gemara in Baba Basa, Tzadi Ches Amud Aleph, Soita Mem Zayin says, a person who is arrogant, even his household members will not listen to him. So they go hand in hand together. If you feel no one's listening to me, so you got to work on your own midas. Don't try to fix others, fix yourself. Stay away from arrogance. Work more on Yiras Shamayim, and suddenly you will see people will start listening to you. The Rishonim have a question. Why is it that one is not allowed to marry his sister? It would be great. If you marry your sister, you're never going to argue. Where are we going for Pesach? Last year we went to your parents. Again, we have to go to them. Next Shabbos. You always argue. Come from the same background, same upbringing, same values, same flavors that your mother cooked for you. It reduces so much potential for arguments. Why did the Torah say you can't marry your sister? And the Rishonim say it's because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to break your midos. If you're going to marry your sister, you're not going to have to work so much on your midos because there's not a lot of potential for arguments. You know her, you like her, she likes you, you have the same taste. There's less things to argue about. There's less of a chance to work on your midos, and that's what it's all about. That's what marriage is all about. To work on your own midos, to break them, to polish them, to improve them, to better them. And that's why I think if one has a problem with people don't listen to me, his wife doesn't listen, her husband doesn't listen, work on yourself. That's what it's all about. Polish yourself, the arrogance, the Yiras Shamayim, and then suddenly people will start listening. I was once hosted by an older couple. I was in New York for Shabbos, very old couple. It's only this old couple and myself. And Shabbos lunch, they started arguing. They're arguing. And I felt very uncomfortable. At one point, the wife looks at her husband and she says to him, Al, you have the right to be wrong. And that stopped the argument immediately. I think it's so clever. It's true. You have the right to be wrong. Why is it that when you're arguing with a chavusa, you're arguing with your friend, that's fine, you argue. But when you're arguing with your spouse, it creates such a fight. Why doesn't she have the right to be wrong, just like your chavusa has the right to be wrong, and then you hug him and everything's fine? So we all have the right to be wrong, and that creates Shalom Bayis.